Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, Ravens fans. I've got some pretty explosive rumors swirling around that could have a huge ripple effect across the AFC North and potentially the entire conference. The buzz is that the Cincinnati Bengals are considering a major move, one that could reshape their defense and, in turn, alter the balance of power in the division. And the player at the center of all this, Trey Hendrickson. That's right, the all-pro edge rusher from Cincinnati might be heading to Baltimore, and if it happens, it's going to be a game-changer. Let's step back for a second and look at the context. The Bengals, despite sitting at a decent 5-4 record, have been struggling defensively this season. They've allowed 40 sacks so far, which is the second-worst mark in the league. Their pass rush, which was supposed to be a strength with Hendrickson leading the charge, has been inconsistent. Their defense simply hasn't been able to generate enough pressure on opposing quarterbacks, especially in the face of strong offensive lines. Cincinnati's front has been porous, and that's a problem when you're trying to keep pace in the AFC North, a division that's become increasingly competitive. Now, sources close to the league, including some whispers from Adam Schefter and Diana Rossini, suggest that the Bengals are looking to shake things up. They're in a bit of a rebuild mode on defense, and they might be willing to part ways with Hendrickson, whose contract runs through 2027. The idea is to leverage his trade value to acquire draft capital, possibly a first-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-round pick in 2027, while freeing up around $16 million in cap space. This extra money could be crucial for Cincinnati as they look to extend young stars like Joe Burrow and bolster their offensive line, especially since they also want to add more weapons to their offense and protect their franchise QB better. But why would Baltimore be interested? Well, Hendrickson is a real game wrecker. At 31 years old, he's still in his prime, and he's been dominating this season. Up until November, he's accumulated 40 pressures, ranking him among the league's top 10 edge rushers, along with 8 sacks, a PFF grade of 87, 5 placing him in the top 5, and a win rate of 16, 1%, which is 8th in the NFL. He's also been effective at hitting the quarterback, with 12 QB hits and forcing 4 fumbles. His career stats are impressive, with 62 sacks so far, including a standout 19-sack season in 2021. Hendrickson's ability to generate pressure is elite, especially given his double-team rate of just over 30%, which puts him in the top 5 nationally. In terms of play style, Hendrickson is a classic power rusher, using explosive moves to get around blockers. He's a player who can elevate a defense's pass rush significantly, and adding him to the Ravens' front 7 would be huge. Baltimore's current pass rush has been solid but not quite dominant enough to push them over the top in this competitive AFC. Bringing in Hendrickson could push the team's sack total well beyond their current 28, possibly reaching 40 or more. That's a tangible difference when it comes to playoff success and ultimately Super Bowl aspirations. The Ravens, sitting at 7-1, are in a prime position to make a deep playoff run, especially with a pass rush that's already showing signs of improvement, but still needs that extra edge. Hendrickson could be the catalyst that pushes them over the edge. His addition would not only bring immediate pressure on opposing QBs, but also add veteran leadership to a young, talented defense. His experience and relentless motor could help Baltimore shut down some of the league's most potent offenses, especially in crunch time. Now let's talk about the implications. If Baltimore manages to acquire Hendrickson, it would be a strategic move aimed at solidifying their defense for a playoff push and beyond. It could elevate their EPA defense metric from approximately 19 to around 32, significantly improving their ability to stop high-powered offenses. His presence would likely boost sacks by an additional 13, pushing the team's total well past 40. That kind of pass rush potency is exactly what you want when trying to disrupt defenses like Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati itself. And don't forget, Hendrickson's impact extends beyond just the stats. His leadership on and off the field would be invaluable in the locker room. For a team that prides itself on tough, disciplined football, A player of his caliber can serve as a cornerstone in the pursuit of another Super Bowl. The Ravens are known for their stout defense, and adding a player like Hendrickson could be the final piece that transforms them into a truly dominant unit capable of winning in any weather, any stadium, and against any offense. From a betting perspective, this move could also have serious implications. The Ravens' Super Bowl odds might jump from plus 400 to around plus 210 if they land Hendrickson. That's a massive shift, reflecting how much he could tilt the scales in Baltimore's favor come playoff time. In cold-weather games in November and December, having a relentless pass rusher like Hendrickson on your side can be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. His ability to generate extra pressure in clutch moments would be critical when the stakes are highest, especially against teams with strong offensive lines. Of course, all this is speculation, but it's rooted in solid analysis and recent league trends. The Bengals are clearly looking for solutions, and trading Hendrickson makes sense from their perspective, cutting costs, rebuilding their defense, and focusing on their future. Meanwhile, the Ravens have the assets to make a move and the need for that extra push on defense. This potential trade would be a blockbuster in every sense of the word, echoing past trades like the Chiefs' acquisition of Sam Hubbard last year, which significantly boosted their pass rush in the playoffs. This kind of move would also send a message across the league. The Ravens are serious about contending now and are willing to make bold moves to secure their future. Hendrickson's addition could be the difference maker in a division that's wide open, with the Steelers and Browns both lurking and capable of making noise. It's a chess match, and Baltimore seems poised to make a bold move that could define their season and perhaps their dynasty ambitions. In terms of what this means for the Bengals, it's a clear signal that they're entering a rebuild phase. They're trying to maximize the value of their assets and focus on their offensive core, especially Joe Burrow. Moving Hendrickson could free up cap space for them to address their offensive line or acquire draft picks to rebuild their defense gradually. It's a tough pill to swallow for Bengals fans, but sometimes rebuilding is the only way forward when you're struggling to generate consistent pressure, and your defense is allowing too many big plays. For Baltimore fans, though, this scenario is nothing but exciting. It's the kind of move that elevates your team from good to great, especially when you're already sitting pretty at 7-1. The AFC is a gauntlet, but with Hendrickson on board, the Ravens' chances of making a deep playoff push and possibly reaching their second Super Bowl in a few years become even more realistic. The addition of a player like him would send shockwaves through the league, making Baltimore a clear favorite in the AFC. So whether this trade materializes or not, it's important to keep an eye on the Bengals and Ravens in the coming weeks. The trade deadline is approaching fast, and these kinds of blockbuster moves are exactly what make NFL seasons so unpredictable and thrilling. As always, the Ravens are looking to stay aggressive, and if they can pull this off, it might just be the move that propels them all the way to the Super Bowl. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Hendrickson would be the perfect fit to boost your pass rush and lead the team to another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Baltimore Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news.